for a lot of people to develop their musical understanding is sometimes a very personal and very sensitive journey, especially for a musician actually to develop it further. So for me personally, one of the greatest things about Meludia is actually the privacy and the beauty of it and the ease and quite how naturally it taps into your instincts. So the fact that everything is very reactive, it never feels entirely theoretical, and you're using your ears as much as possible. I mean, there can't be a straighter route to developing your musicianship than really through your intuition and your hearing. There are no exercises in Meludia actually that I sort of was avoiding or skipping. There are some that were definitely challenging my weaknesses. Certain exercises focusing on intervals and holding on to the long succession of notes and making sure that I always feel where I am. I think as a violinist though, I'm always playing single lines and I have to develop my vertical hearing as much as possible through exercises, through imagining things on the piano or playing the piano, so those exercises that really force your mind to hear everything at once, I think they've been most beneficial for me. I think when looking at the place of Meludia for young kids at school, musicians or not musicians, I think there are two aspects. One, having spent a lot of time in schools and communicated with a lot of teachers who are not music teachers, peripatetic teachers, and those who are instrumental teachers. I think within the sort of larger education system, for the teachers to have the tools with which to teach music in a way that's effective for everyone and that it really is inclusive and is fun. I've heard hundreds of stories as to how difficult that can be. So for them to be given on a silver platter a tool that is so all-encompassing and that is so functional and that's fun and interactive and of course uses the skills that are second nature to a young generation now, which is through a screen and through a computer, I think that is, it's just an absolute gift. I could see every teacher being endlessly grateful for this tool. Second to that is, of course, the actual experience that a young person will have with Meludia, and it's definitely something that is always challenging, it's colourful, it's beautiful to see, very interactive. It plays into all the things that I think the young generation are looking for now. So I think it's a good mix also of encouraging and gratifying and challenging. I think there's not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that we would all interact with each other better if we had had a more substantial music and creative education from the ages of nursery, 3 and 4, right through to the time that we graduate. I think all of the invisible things in life, just how you listen to what somebody's saying and interpret what they're saying in a way that is tapping into what they intended to give you with that sentence. It's that, so, like if you just take that kind of very small, very specific interaction between two people and you multiply that by the amount of interactions there are per day, how many potential misunderstandings and things that people take in the wrong direction that are to do with the lack of development within your educational years, your formative years, developing that part of your being, of your whole self. And I think if we actually saw that for what it was and understood the importance of that in our everyday existence and also general happiness, I think if that were given a priority in school, we would all be so much the better for it. Unfortunately, it's just difficult to quantify, but we just need to keep fighting that fight and illuminating as many people as possible to the necessity of that. If I would try to summarize Meludia in 3 words, I would say intuitive, but fun, and effective.